Gather round, everyone, and hear again the tale of Drakfu. Welcome back and happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's had a good weekend, but it's time for us, since last time we finished up Talador, it's time for us to move into the next zone, which would be the Spires of Arak. We get to go into some Arakkoa lore in a big way, but first, we've gotten a lot of our business done at the garrison, but first we got to check the mission command table. So let's go ahead and check in on all of our missions. So we had roll core. It is successful. And did we get a level up? Yes, we did for Olna and Kala. And finally for Lokra. And we have Silence the Thunder. Decent amount of experience for Bluke. Steel Tusk lives. Alright, anybody? No. Not gonna be enough. So, Vivian and Kaz leveled up. Awesome. We also have the Observer effect. And Penny got some experience out of that. And finally, the Shadows Beneath Us with Olin. Alright, so 200 XP. But now, as you can see, we got tons of extra stuff that we can do. And one of which is a piece of gear. Now, I'm going to double check my items. 553, so a 530 belt would actually not be that great for me. But the Order Hall, wow, I did it again. Garrison resources would be really helpful. But first, let's make sure that we're getting everybody leveled up as much as we possibly can. So let's do the Mother of all the Kaleri with a 100% chance. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. I think I broke it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the Mother of all Kaleri, Hen Mother Hami, she who breeds the swooping terrors of the sky. Find her, subdue her, and restore freedom to the skies. We're going to send Soulbinder to Lonnie, who we just barely got, Vivian and Penny Clobberbottom to get it done with extra experience for them. Then let's see. This one has a 72% chance. I don't like that at all. So let's go ahead and do... I guess we're just going to send people out individually. Well, if this gives people experience, then I'm kind of interested in doing it for that. Maybe it'll level up. Let's see. This would be Morketh, Ulna, and Olin. Let's see. Bladespire Ogres have captured a band of laborers from the garrison. Infiltrate their fortress and free the workers. Let's go ahead and do it, just to give these guys the experience for it. And now let's go ahead and do Great Migration with Lokra. And let's see, every year, great herds of Clefthoof migrate through Gorgron, causing tremors and dust storms. We must divert them from our camp. So there you go. That'll give us some garrison resources. I almost did it again. Break their chains. Ogre Slayers are carrying off our allies to fight in their arenas. Pose as a would-be gladiator and free the unwilling combatants. So we'll go ahead and send Kala on that. And we do have one that we can get done with Mulverick. So Siobhan sightings. Siobhan have been sighted on the outskirts of Talador. They may be the first wave of a Burning Legion incursion. Investigation is warranted. Okay, let's do that. And I think that's more than enough missions to send people out on. Thankfully, they'll be done in like an hour, so awesome. Let's go ahead and get things started for Spires, though. And the first thing we got to do is talk to Rokon, because we got a quest in Talador about it.
Ooh, come get the food.
So, let's see. News from Spires of Arak. Welcome back, bossman. I know you'll probably be wanting to get things settled here first, but there's been word of an uprising in Spires of Arak. There might be some allies to be made if we get involved. Though you might want to know. Okay. So, what do we have? I know that he had a garrison campaign one. Arakkoa Exodus, so we want to be able to do this. I assume you're familiar with the Arakkoa, Commander. Great flying birdfolk, extremely territorial. Some, however, have withered wings. A disease, maybe. They seem to be outcast from Arakkoa society. You'll find them now and then, squatting in forgotten ruins or peddling trinkets on the roadside. It seems the Iron Horde has incited the Arakkoa by moving into their lands, and the outcasts are fleeing in droves. We should make contact with these outcasts. They could have valuable information. Yes, we should. So we need to go meet with Azek. in the Spires of Arak. Now, people might be wondering about all of the other exclamation points that we have here. They're all Garrison campaign ones, I believe. Oh, this one in particular is for the Garrison Jukebox, which we're not going to worry about because we're not going to be here that long. So let's go ahead and talk to Braun. And for this, we actually are just going to go ahead and fly to the Spires of Arak. We could technically go to Steamweedle Port, I believe is what it's called, or Pinch Whistle Gearworks is what it is. We're not going to do that because that actually puts us really deep into Spires. I actually want to show off the introduction. So let's go ahead and do Please Fly Me to the Spires of Arak. And this is just going to park us right in Talador, right at the border. So actually, this is getting really exciting. We're almost done. We're past the halfway point of Warlords of Draenor. After we hit Nagrand, we're not going to worry about the Tanaan story because, well, that's going to be told probably in bonus stuff, the Dungeons and Drakfus or whatnot. But that's going to be the conclusion, and then we can move on into Legion content. And for Legion content, I have a feeling things might... I'm just going to go ahead and update people. Things might slow down just a little bit in the Tale of Drakfu after we hit Legion content. Because, again, it's current, and we can easily get through the amount of work that needs to be done there, but maybe the amount of content that you're getting for the Tale of Drakfu might lessen just a little bit. And to the people who are screaming, well, what about the other MMOs? They're going to be under the exact same schedule and all that, so don't worry too much about it. As soon as we hit Legion content, I'm not necessarily going to worry about the patches because it's still current day content. We'll do the main storyline, up until endgame, and then at that point, we'll probably take a break from the Tale of Drakfu to take on some of these other MMOs that people would like me to do. So at that point, you guys will get what you guys want, and I've got plenty of MMOs that people have been asking me to play. However, with those, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. Here's the thing. If I'm not being engaged, then you guys aren't being engaged, because it's just a lot of Let's Play experience is coming off of me, and if I'm not being engaged, then you might not necessarily see it to completion. I might actually just say, you know what, this is really not keeping my interest. But I'm just going to warn you guys in advance. Here is the beginning of the Spires of Arak, and you can already see a bunch of Arakkoa outcasts that are leaving and heading into Talador. And that puts us right at Auchindoun, actually. So here is the Spires of Arak. We didn't actually get to see this in Outland, mainly because every Arakkoa was pretty much in Terakar Forest, and they had moved over from the catastrophe that happened here that never really got mentioned. So let's go ahead and enter into the Spires of Arak and see what's going on. First of all, let's talk to Azik and see what he's dealing with.
Ah, an exotic traveler from the north. Come, have a look at my wares.
What are we without the sky?
The Arakkoa merchant looks you up and down.
Well equipped, aren't we? Azik is betting you are someone of importance to your people. Come closer, friend. Speak with me for just a moment.
Keep to the shadows.
The Shadow of Skedis, or the Shadows of Skedis.
My people flee our homeland in droves. I sell trinkets to ease the journey. But I see that you are not interested in trinkets. No, what you seek are answers. Skedis lies just ahead. Once a great city built by Terok as a refuge for the unwanted, now a ruined slum. An old storyteller lives there, a scroll keeper named Rashad. Find him and speak these words, "Shadows gather." He will know that you are a friend. Now go. Your presence is bad for business.
Tread carefully.
Okay. So let's go ahead and speak the password to Rashad. But you can already kind of see this is Arakkoan architecture. Oh, look at that. Oh boy, what the heck is going on there? Oh wow. They are nuking the ground. It's scorched earth.
They fired on Vale Kraz.
It's just gone. Come, we must go. So they are basically playing scorched earth. They are nuking the land, presumably where the Arakkoan outcasts are. So this is actually the adherents, the ones that can actually fly. So let's get in here and see if we can put a stop to it. And over here is Skedis. Now, we saw a different kind of Skedis in Outland. I think it was just kind of a reconstructed version, but this one's a little bit more lore heavy. It actually looks like a society of Arakkoa. So into Skedis we go. Oh, the ravens are going nuts in here, so already this is not looking good. And here is Rashad.
Percy,
Hi there.
Would you hold still? How do you expect me to read it with you fluttering about like that?
In case you can't recognize the voice, that is in fact Frank Welker. Megatron himself has finally gotten a voice in World of Warcraft. That's amazing.
Ah, traveler. It's a dangerous time to be in Skedis, you know.
So shadows gather.
When the raven swallows the day, who sent you? Yes?
Isaac must have been something in you, must have seen something in you. I will trust his judgment for now.
Rashad is interrupted as a warm gust of wind surges through the hut.
Oh dear, they've arrived!
You want to know why my people flee Arak? Look outside. Our own kin fear and revile us for this curse.
So as you can see, there is a very distinct difference between the adherents and the outcasts. So the Arakkoa and outcasts are basically Arakkoa that we've known since Outland. We've never known the adherents. That's something to keep in mind. So let's go and talk to Rashad and see what we can do to help.
Hello.
Isaac sent you to me for answers, and I promise you will have them. But for now, we need to escape.
So hidden in plain sight, Rashad begins hastily stuffing scrolls into his robes.
I thought I would have more time to prepare. There are powerful relics hidden out there in Skedis. If I leave without them, I may as well have died. The first is a pair of wing blades being held by an effigy near the front gate. You likely walked right past them on your way in. Another effigy on the east side of the ruins bears a white mask over its face. Bring those relics to me, and their secrets shall be yours.
Okay.
Farewell.
Then finally, adherents of the Sun God.
The Arakkoa from Skyreach are all ruled by the adherents of Rukmar. They revile those who bear the curse of Seth, or Sethe,
I believe it's Set or Seth.
and decree that we must be purged in the name of their sun god. Soon their gaze will turn to lands beyond Arak. Challenge their warriors, buy me time to prepare my escape, and help me set in motion their downfall.
Farewell, my friend.
So we need to take care of the adherents, but also get the wing blades and the ragged mask. So let's go ahead and take care of the items while we make our way. We'll kill adherents along the path. So here we go. I can't remember exactly where it is. Oh, there we go. So here is the ragged mask, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. And finally, we need to go find the wing blades. Not too hard. Oh, and here's an adherent on the way. There we go. So once again, happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. And just as also a quick reminder, so next week, so this week we're going to have a full set of content on the channel, but next week is another podcast week, so only Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy will get updates. After that, unfortunately, it's just going to be me working on podcasts and other things that need to be done for either the YouTube channel or other updates, upgrades, things of that nature that I need to get done. So just be aware of that. Next week, you're going to get Final Fantasy updates and Kingdom Hearts updates, but nothing else. Again, I know that sucks for some, but it's definitely something that needs to be done, especially right now. Because it just seems to be like YouTube gets worse and worse. I want to say every week. It's not really every day. But every week we have to deal with new issues, and well, it's becoming more and more obvious that if any kind of revenue is to be earned, it's going to be through the podcast. It's not going to be through YouTube. That's just the way it goes. There we go. and I may even have some solutions for that I'm looking into, because I'm kind of fed up with YouTube finally getting the stick out of their butt, so to speak, and realizing that I get that there's a lot of content that they can't necessarily control, and I'm not blaming them for that. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff that's hurting us is not necessary. And there are other ways to be able to solve it, and unfortunately YouTube is just not looking in that direction. They unfortunately need to earn revenue. They're very much in need of that revenue to be able to to prove themselves to Google. So, fine. We'll definitely, if that's the way it is, if our content is not going to be able to do it, then we'll just take the content elsewhere and see if it works there. All right, let's go ahead and turn these in with Rashad. So, first of all, hidden in plain sight.
Wingblades forged in the name of a sun god to bring freedom and glory to her children. A mask worn by a great king who would walk among his people in disguise to know their true nature.
Okay.
Who would expect to find these treasures draped over straw dolls, left to bake in the sun? Sometimes the best place to hide precious things is in plain sight.
Ah, in fact, 568 shoulders. That's awesome.
Goodbye.
And epic upgrade. That is great. We'll go ahead and upgrade to those. And Rashad again.
Let me tell you a story.
Azek was right to guide you to me. If you were coming to help Sketis, we needed to meet. And if you were coming to attack us, well, I'd be dead either way, wouldn't I?
Rashad lets out a cawing laugh and stuffs another scroll into his robes.
There, that's nearly everything.
Okay, orders from on high.
The adherents of Rukmar are ruling body atop the spires. Their influence is absolute. Their proclamations taken as the will of Rukmar herself. The herald leading this purge is surely carrying out such orders, likely no more than a list of names and places that they plan to erase. That list would prove invaluable in the days to come. Acquire it for me, and shut that herald up.
Okay, so we need to take care of Sun Sage Rathix.
Farewell. We'll slip away while you keep the herald busy. Meet us near the bridge just outside of town.
Probably best for you to do that. So let's go ahead and do it. We just got to take care of Sun Sage Rathix, who's actually up this way. I didn't want to get too far into the area before we hit him. So here we go. That is not him. In fact, he just died. So I guess we're going to go ahead and magic cut while we wait for him to come back. And here's Rathix. Let's go ahead and pull it on down. There we go. Yay! And he's dead. Oh, but he had a solar familiar, who I have now killed. Screw you. Your flashbang didn't work. Okay, now that we have the proclamation, let's go ahead and meet up with Rashad just outside. Hello, Rashad. There we go.
Ah, hello.
The past has much to teach us.
And it just so happens that, he's kind of the inscription and archaeology trainer that you can eventually come across. So orders from on high. Rashad fastens another scroll to Percy, who squawks meekly in protest.
Oh, stop whining. Ah, yes, there's my name at the top of the list, and a few Talon priests from the Shadowglade as well. They fear the return of Tarok, as they should.
The crone.
Do you remember our greeting, Drakfu? Shadows gather when the raven swallows the day. It is more than an old verse. It is a call to action. Followers of the old ways are gathering, and I must join them. You are needed too, I should think. Follow this road down to Crow's Crook. There you will find the home of an old crone. Greet her as you greeted me, and she will guide the way. You will not see me, but I will be close behind.
Farewell.
So there you go. Let's go ahead and make our way down to Crow's Crook, which is down this way. You can actually get a rare on the way. If he shows up, I will try and take him out. There you go. Blade Dancer Eric's. Let's go ahead and take him out. Hi, buddy. Face on Fury! There we go. Now we can say we've done that. For as much as it did. Okay. Trained Metal Stomper. There we go. So the interesting part is that not only do we have to deal with the adherents here, but the further down you go into the spires, you actually also will have to deal with the Iron Horde, as they are also encroaching on, making a presence in the spires. Specifically, the Shattered Hand clan. So this is actually where you deal with that clan specifically. Here we go. So here's Crow's Crook. Just this little house right here. And if you go further down this path, that's actually where some Shattered Hand are. Oh, and here you go, the Vile Tongue Rylak. I know how to show you. Exactly. New flight path discovered, but then we also have the crone, or Neka.
Greetings.
What brings you to my door? I have no wares to sell and no need for vagabonds.
Shadows gather!
Yes, I understand. I will tell you the way. And I see you out there, Rashad. No use hiding from me, darling. Come here. Come here.
Oh, yes, of course. Greetings, Orneka.
You too, Percy. That's it. Give old Orneka some sugar.
Oh, that's creepy. Okay, so, Orneka, let's go and talk to her.
Can I help you?
I will point you.
So, yeah, the crone.
I will point you in the right direction, but I cannot guarantee you'll survive the trip.
A charming deception.
Rashad is more than he appears, a mottled old crow with his beak in a book. Certainly, but we need him. Shadows gather beneath a lonely spire, in Vale Tarok. Rashad must make it there safely. Along the path you'll find charms primed with illusion spells. You need only to touch them to take on Rashad's image. Adherent assassins are on the prowl for an old outcast with scrolls on his back. They will fall upon you. Oh, but won't they be surprised when the illusion fades?
Farewell.
Alright, all due respect.
A group of adherents came around just before the attack on Sketis. Disguised myself as a mushroom, I did. The fools walked right past me. My neighbor up the road was not so lucky. He had a fondness for texts, if I recall. Might be valuable information in his hut, if you give Rashad a moment to rummage around. Oh, and bring one of his feathers to the shrine near Vale Tarok, would you? He was such a dear, and I know it's what he'd want.
Safe travels.
You could also get one from Rashad.
Yes?
Echo Hunters.
I am no sorcerer, but I've picked up a few spells in my time, enough for me to pass unseen by the naked eye. Unfortunately, the vampire bats in these woods don't use their eyes. They will hear my shuffling robes and Percy's incessant clucking a mile away. Clear them away from the path, would you?
Okay.
Farewell, Orneka. It is not safe here. The adherents are out in force. Come with us to Vale Tarok.
Oh, how sweet of you, Rashad. I never knew you cared. But my old bones would only slow you down. I'll be fine here.
Aw.
Very well. Let us proceed.
Indeed. Okay, so now we just have to guide Rashad down the path, and eventually we'll come across really every quest that we need to do. But first of all, so this is what she was taught, or where is it? There are some illusion orbs on the path that we need to actually track down. Come on, Echo Hunter. These are the bats that they're talking about. Oh, crap. I have lost track. Oh, there it is. So here is what they're talking about, the illusion charms, so you can look like Rashad and the assassins won't attack. There you go. So you do this, and eventually you'll actually even have some assassins. And I come up with, your pitiful uprising ends here. Yes, I know. I know. You don't like my uprising. You don't like my rebellion. But I do like the Arakkoa disguise, so screw you. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the illusion charm over here. We just need to grab them along the way. And eventually we will actually come across the hut that she was talking about, the neighbor of hers. Oh, dang it. Okay. I didn't want to attract frogs, but I guess I did. Oh, and here's another assassin. There we go. Okay, so actually here is the hut that you need to come across. So let's go ahead and see if we can do this. The problem is that I believe once the event is set in place, we can't actually do it. So let me go ahead and kill some bats and see if maybe... On second thought, let's actually try it. Let's talk to... So you can see the corpse of Sith right here. And there you go. I actually don't want to miss out on the event here because it's kind of hilarious. So let's see if we can do this right.
Step aside.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see if this fellow had anything worthwhile. Mind the door, will you?
I don't have a towel.
Sure. So all we have to do is hold off the adherents so we can look into it.
My, what a curious collection.
It's too far away.
Percy, what have you got there? Come now, let's see it. "50 layers of shadow, 50... Percival! You put that back this instant! Wow, nasty bird!
I love that interaction. So, yeah, it's a 50 Shades of Grey joke. Okay, all we gotta do is continue to hold off the adherents. And eventually, I believe he will find the Saga of Tarok. So, yep. We're not done yet, though. So we need to get more adherents to come. There we go. There we are. Next round? That's what's coming up next.
Ah, here's something. The Saga of Tarok. There's written notes inside. Here, have a look.
Ah, looks like Sith was actually working on it. So now we get additional stuff, and we can turn this in with Rashad. So let's go ahead and do
Let
it.
me tell you a story.
So all due respect.
Here, I'll take them both for safekeeping.
There you go. Rashad presses the feather into the tome before sliding it into his robes.
We have one more step before the Way Shrine.
Sith's secret.
Our deceased friend here was hiding more than a love of old scrolls and erotic sorcery fiction. He had something truly valuable. If I'm reading his notes correctly, he claims to have found the Eye of Anzu, Tarok's scrying orb from the days after his fall. We need that orb. The notes say that he stashed it in a Ravager den just up the road.
I will see you again. Back to the shadows for us, Percy.
So basically, we're going to meet up with him, but now we actually also have to collect the Eye of Anzu. So we'll go ahead and do that while collecting up the remaining illusion charms and taking care of the remaining bats. Oh, and by the way, here's another rare that you can take on, Shadowbark. Take off this adherent bugging us. Screw you and your twisted breath. There we go. And you get Shadowbark's skin, which is a pretty worthwhile intellect shield for shamans and paladins back in the day, but, well, it's Legion, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
There we go. And here's more bats. So it's time for us to take down the Echo Hunters. Yeah, that didn't really work out as well as I was hoping. That's okay, though. So actually, out of the areas to go and gather timber, if you are at all interested in being able to do that for achievements and whatnot, you could do worse than Spires. I actually like the grind because a lot of large timber is in that area, but you can also get some large timber in Spires as well. So make sure to not skip the timber when you see it. Here we go. Because this was another small timber. The further on we get in, you're going to get consistent regular timber or medium-sized. Okay, we need more Echo Hunters, so I really don't want to leave the area until we get them. You don't really find them anywhere else. Here we go. 3 more. Where can I find one? Oh, there we go. Here's another one. Okay, 8 out of 10. Here's the other 2. They are in the area. Whether or not we can reach them, that's a whole other thing. Oh, and Shadowbark's back. Now, for those who are asking about the Draenor Pathfinder, I don't believe rares is part of it. But just in case, there you go. There's one of the rares. I don't remember it being a part of it, but I haven't completed it, so I'm probably talking out of my butt on that one. It's one of those things that I actually do have plans to go and do, is just complete my Draenor Pathfinder. Especially by the time we actually start doing Draenor Dungeons and Drakfus, but that's going to be a ways down the road. So I've got time. But I believe it was just complete the Lore Master for it, complete the treasures for it. I might be wrong. So in this Ravager's Den is the Eye of Anzu, and I believe the boss that we needed just passed. So I guess I'll look this up while I can. So Draenor Pathfinder. What do you need for it? Draenor Explorer, Securing Draenor, Master Treasurer, and then Tanan Diplomat. So yeah, lots of stuff to take care of. Oh, hi, Sun Talon Obri. Screw you, buddy. There we go. So this gives us the Eye of Anzu. Go ahead and get out of this cave, and then we'll go meet up with Rashad. Oh, hi, Mr. Adherent. You didn't last very long, now did you? Oh, that's an appropriate mount right there. The Flame Talon of Alice Razor. Or Alice Razor, I'm not sure exactly how they want you to say it. I've always said it Alice Razor. Alright, here is Rashad.
It's about time.
So, a charming deception.
How very noble of you to act as bait on my behalf. I will not forget this.
Okay, so 570. I'm gonna go with... Yeah, let's go with Versatility Mastery. I really don't know how much haste is actually helping me right now. Ooh, epic upgrade! I am lucky today. So, this thing just upgraded to a 600 item level. So let's go ahead and replace our 554 with it.
Yes.
So Sith's Secret.
To hold such a treasure, I wonder if that Sun Talon had any idea of the significance.
Rashad gazes into the inky orb.
Amazing! To think Tarok used this very orb to commune with Anzu. One could become quite the Darkweaver with an implement such as this. Come, let's get it safely to the Vale.
Goodbye.
Alright, and then Echo Hunters.
Blasted things! Nothing more than flying rats, if you ask me.
Alright, Gathering of Shadows.
Vale Tarok is just ahead. Let us hope the others have made the journey safely.
Okay.
Oh, well. Almost there. Come along, Percy.
And this one we just kind of walk in with him. But here is Vale Tarok, which is actually one of the central hubs in Spires of Arak. So as you can see, very much hidden, but very close nearby.
I need a shroud at that dig site. Kura, shadows gather. Rashad, you survived Skegis. Yes, just barely. Are we late? The adherents grow bolder each day. It's all we can do to keep Vale Tarok shrouded from them. Do you have the relics? Yes, and something unexpected too. We have much to discuss.
So you guys might remember Shadow Sage Iskar. He actually was the Draenei that we saved and eventually captured us, and that's how we came into Terrakar Refuge. So let's go and talk to Iskar and just re-greet him.
Your eyes.
Good to see you again, Drakfu. I knew you couldn't leave the adherents to run free, not after witnessing what they did in Aruna and Vale Shadar.
So, a Gathering of Shadows.
We owe you a great debt for delivering Rashad safely to us, Drakfu. However, our struggle has only just begun.
We hide no
So we got the first
longer.
chapter, Shadows Gather. So, news from Nagrand.
One of our soldiers stopped by asking for you while you were out. Something about a caravan heading out to Nagrand. Whatever it was, it can't have gone well for him. That's war song territory.
So speak to Rokan at your garrison in Frostfire Ridge. This is more lead into the final zone that we will be doing for Tale of Drakfu at the very least in Draenor, which is Nagrand. Eventually we'll come back and do Tanan Jungle, but probably under Dungeons and Drakfu's instead, just because that's more of a lore thing. I believe that's all the quests for now. Oh, never mind. So we can also get this one for Shadowhunter Ukambe.
Elomon.
One of our own. The birdman captured me while I was getting the lay of the land. We be working on an outpost for you just around this mountain, so your will be spreading all over the continent. Things not be going well. I be needing your assistance, Commander. Can you tell them that I mean them no harm, so I can be shoving off to the outpost?
See ya later.
Okay. So you just have to talk to Shadow Sage Iskar about it.
Draw back the veil.
So let's go ahead and do that. Your prisoner here is with me. He means you no harm.
We hide no longer.
Let the prisoner go. Its master has earned a favor from us.
So now he can go free, and he can actually show us where the outpost is.
Hey there.
Think the spirits you showed up, they hear my prayers.
Inspecting the troops.
Axfall be just a moment's ride from here. I be marking the location on your map and meet you there.
Okay, talking.
Okay. So now we know where it is. And now we can get Axfall, which is the Horde outpost that you can get in Spires. So first of all, let's just go ahead and do a quick look around just to make sure we don't miss any quests here. I don't think we will, but just in case. Okay, so let's make our way to Axfall so that we can get our garrison outpost for Spires going. And further down the road, we actually will come across more Arakkoa. I know. Just absolutely surprising, isn't it? Oh, and actually, maybe we won't right off the bat. Maybe we actually have to do some stuff first. Okay. I remember it was on the way for the Alliance version. So at this point, we turn right, and we're going to head over to Axfall. Ah, and you can even see some Zengermarsh mushrooms again. Ah, we see Horde flags, so this is Axfall. I wonder if we're going to have to go up into that Zengermarsh area. So here is Shadowhunter Ukambe in Axfall.
What you want?
All lies for your will, Commander.
Be seeing ya.
And now we get to meet Taskmaster Gornek.
Blood and
Stand up
thunder.
straight, you pathetic savages! Our commander approaches! For Drakfu! For the Horde!
Orders, Commander.
Commander, our status report is regrettable. We'll be out of supplies in a few days' time, and that's assuming we have any troops left by then. There's just enough material left to put up an inn or a trading post. The inn would allow us to station fresh troops here, but the trading post would open up potential supply routes with the outcasts nearby. I've left out Gazlo's blueprints on the drafting table. We await your will.
Okay, so again, you get to pick. And let's go ahead and take a look at our choices. So first of all, you can do the Hearthfire Tavern. The Hearthfire Tavern will provide housing for additional troops and boost the morale of your forces. Once fully operational, the Hearthfire Tavern grants the use of Home Away from Home within Spires of Arak. So it's basically acting as yet another Hearthstone within it. So you can instantly teleport to the Hearthfire Tavern within Spire. So basically, not only do you have your regular Hearthstone, you have your Garrison Hearthstone, you would also have this within Spires. And then there's the Smuggler's Den, which will open up trade routes with other forces, granting access to rare supplies and materials. Once fully operational, the Smuggler's Den grants the use of Smuggling Run within Spires of Arak, which is, you can summon a rare goods vendor. And this guy actually does have awesome things between rare items. He also has contracts that you can get for followers for your garrison. So this actually honestly can go either way. I've had followers that have gone the tavern route, and I've had ones that have gone down Smuggler's Den, or whatever it is called on Alliance's end. So, again, you can easily make a choice. There really isn't one that truly benefits Spires of Arak in this particular case. But just because we can get the extra benefits later on, I'm going to go ahead and pick Smuggler's Den. Just because I have a feeling we'd get a little bit more benefit out of that. So here you go. You can actually summon a rare goods vendor, which we will do right off the bat. But first, I want to use this wanted poster. So we have a couple. This poster is a list of bounties put up by citizens of Axval. So wanted, Kehoe's severed paw. Posted by Taskmaster Gornek. The Saberon, known as Kehoe, poses a serious threat to Axval. He is taken to slaughtering peons on the night shift and dragging their corpses to his den in the Pride Lands. Anyone who can bring me his severed paw as proof of his demise will be rewarded greatly. Okay, so we got that. As you can see, we're also going to be dealing with Saberon here. Wanted, Spine Slicer's Husk. Posted by Kilga. I will greatly reward anyone who brings me Spine Slicer's Husk. I wish to fashion fine Ravager armor, but do not have the skills to take down such a beast. Don't tear too many holes in it. Okay, so you get additional resources for that, and ooh, look at that, we can finally upgrade our war mill. That's awesome. Wanted, Venom Barb. Posted by Huto Featherwind. Venom Barb is feared in the skies above Arak, even by the high Arakkoa. She has made air travel difficult for our riders, preventing vital supplies from reaching Axval. I require no proof of her demise, simply ensure her screech never again echoes among the spires. She nests above the Howling Crag to the northeast. Okay, so you gotta take care of that. And for, let's go and turn this in with Gornek.
And honor.
Victory or death. There are no other options.
So let's turn this in.
Your will be done for the Horde.
Strength.
There you go, and now we have a quest from Shadow Hunter Ukambe.
Relax.
What's theirs is ours. I found something else while I was scouting, boss. The Alliance have a garrison just across their way, and there be no movement in or out of the place in a good while. This be a golden opportunity to sack the place and bolster your coffers, Commander. What do you say? We do it together.
Later.
So this is going to take us into Admiral Taylor's garrison. So people might remember Admiral Taylor from Pandaria. He was the Alliance commander that you actually dealt with, whereas we dealt with Nazgrim. And unfortunately, Nazgrim meets his end at the end of Mists of Pandaria. Sadly, Admiral Taylor kind of meets the same grisly fate in Draenor. So you get to go in there. We also have Professional Galgar.
What do you need?
Peace offering.
We need allies among these spires, and quickly, Commander. I believe it would be wise if you sought out aid. There is a lone Arakkoa outcast southeast of here living near a Ravager's nest. The Ravagers do not attack him. I suspect he has information on the beasts we may be able to use. I have our last crate of cactus apples surprise ready for you. It is our best shot, sir.
Strength.
Okay, good. We're going to give him cactuses. I'm sure he's going to like that. And also, Percy is here, so you might remember Percy, who has the strange fascination with 50 layers of shadow. Let's go and talk to Percy. So, return to Vale Tarok. A small note is tied to the Kaliri's foot. Percy should have brought with him a basket of goods, assuming he didn't dump it off somewhere along the way. The contents are a token of my gratitude and an apology for the altercation with your scout. I must urge you to return to Vale Tarok so we may press forward with our plans. Rashad. So now enough time has passed for us to be able to talk to Rashad and see what they want to do. But first, let's go ahead and use the smuggling run. And here is Linny the Skinny Lead Pockets. And so right now you can't really get too much with her, aside from you can get this tonic, which I believe can only be used in Spires. You can get this food Ogre Blood Potion, which increases the damage and healing done by 20%. Dang right, I'm going to go ahead and take that. And then also Vanishing Powder for glyphs if you want it. But yeah, occasionally they will actually have contracts and other items that you'll be able to get later on that will be very, very helpful. So let's go ahead and return to Vale Tarok. But along the way, we'll also grab this quest from the roaming Arakkoa just outside Axval. Holy moly, we've already been able to get so much done, but sadly, you want to know the sad part here? Spires of Arak has like 9 chapters. We've done 1. That's how big this area is. You'll spend a good portion of time here. In fact, most people, during the leveling experience, they capped in Spires, and then they were able to use Nagrand to get themselves really good gear. So let's go and talk to Duskseer Irazar.
Good to see you again, Drakfu. I knew you couldn't leave the adherents to run free. Not after witnessing what they did in Aruna and Vale Shadar.
I have brought this as a peace offering. I hope we can become close allies.
You bring this strange gift and helped in those in Sketis. Yes, I think we can come to an arrangement. The shadows cover much. I believe we can come to an arrangement, Savior of Sketis. But first...
A lack of wasps.
The stings! These cursed wasps drone day and night, and their constant aggression taxes me so. I shall do nothing about your offer until those nuisances are dealt with.
Beware the
Okay, we need to take care of some
blue
widow wasps for him. We're not going to worry about that right off the bat. We're going to go back into Vale Tarok and see what Iskar and Rashad have decided upon. Here we go. So come on into Iskar's hut.
sky. It's about time.
If we are to move forward, we must understand what we've left behind.
So Vale Tarok.
Thank you for returning to us, Drakfu. I must admit we are sorely in need of your help.
So Talon Watch.
By now, you must be wondering about all of this cursed business. What could distort a majestic Arakkoa into... well, into this?
Rashad drags a crooked hand through the mottled feathers about his face.
A raven is prepped and ready, waiting for you to fly to Talon Watch. There shall your eyes be open to the origin of this curse. Present the Eye of Anzu to Talon Guard Kurek. He will guide you from there.
Okay.
Farewell for now.
Then we have the Kaleri Whisperer.
An important contact lives in the nearby Shadow Glade. He is meek, but trains Kaleri of monstrous size, which are quite dangerous. He once claimed that they could knock a Rylak out of the sky, but I'll believe that when I see it. Skizik is holding a valuable treasure for me. Seek him out and get back to Vale Tarok if you can. At the very least, recover the gavel I entrusted to him.
I will see you again.
And Iskar has a quest
Do
for us.
not believe your eyes.
Last of the Talon Priests.
Talon priests live among us in secret, guarding the rights of the Talon King's return. The adherent proclamation you acquired in Sketis revealed 2 of them living in the Shadow Glade to the north. Orcs have moved in the region, and the adherent's beam weapon left Vale Akraz a smoking crater. As you can see, my people are beset by enemies on all sides. Talon Priest Ishal survived and is in hiding. Drink this elixir near his hut to peer into the shadows and make contact with him.
Very
The
cool.
shadows are restless.
They are indeed. But this basically sets the pace for everything that we're really going to be doing in Spires of Arak. As you guys can kind of see that we already have a few that just bring us out to various areas to take things on. Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff to take care of. And we're only just beginning in the Spires of Arak. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this week because we're coming really close to break time. When we get back on Wednesday, we will continue our questing in the Spires of Arak, as well as learn more on the origins of the Arakkoa. We'll see you guys then.